Yes.
Hey everyone, we have Sneha Daragshetti here. She's the founder of Snezeal and is a company that operates in developing soft skills and providing behavioral trainings to corporate professionals. So, welcome Sneha, and thanks for joining me in this endeavor. And I would like to learn from you, your entrepreneurial journey and how things started for you in this company that you have founded.
Okay. So just to give it a little bit background before we go on to our journey, I did my master's in biotechnology and
Okay.
I began my career in the biotech industry in Mumbai itself. I
Okay.
served in that industry as an employee for 2 years. And
Okay.
then one fine day I thought of, getting into training, having a
Okay.
little bit of experience into one of the course that I did. And I believe that training is very simple. You just have to make one PowerPoint presentation and stand in front of
Right.
people, and that's about it. And I was looking somewhere as my interest developed, wherein I realized that I love meeting new people. And that's
Okay.
how the training was something that I got inclined to. And
Okay.
thus the journey started. So even coming onto the entrepreneurial journey, I first ventured into training again as an employee. I took the
Okay.
experience, learned a lot of things from there. And then once I realized, yes, now that my wings have developed and I can fly, I started my journey as a freelancer, as an
Okay.
independent, as a freelancer. And then in COVID 2020 is when I thought, ki, now is the time to take another step ahead in my life as an entrepreneur.
Okay.
And that's when Sneasel was born.
Okay. Got it. Amazing. So you took something which is of key interest to you, like training, and then developed the skills as you went along, went in as an employee again, taken those key skills needed again, and then slowly ventured into freelance training and then being an entrepreneur. It's an amazing flow of events that you've shared, and it's very incremental, and you have clearly showed the path for someone to who aspires to be an entrepreneur from being an employee.
Right.
Sneha, a little bit about how you founded the company. I'm sure founding a company is a lot of work and involves a lot of aspects to it, including like legal, finance, and things like that. So, how did you get into? Uh, how did you manage that aspects that you might not have exposure to? Did you find like a partner or someone, or is it something that you did yourself?
Okay. Now, Sneasel is a proprietorship-based company. Okay, so there is no partnership involved. The thought of having a company was, in fact, I would like to give full credit to one of my friend who's a CA, and she was insisting me
Okay.
that, okay, why not you form a company? And I said, I don't know who to hire or have a partnership format. She said, don't worry, there is something called as proprietorship that you
Okay.
can go ahead and do it by yourself. I said, okay, that sounds good. Luckily, in the training industry that I am, there is no initially finance as such that is required to be put in into the
Okay.
market first. So since I was doing as my freelancing journey, that helped me
Right.
again build the credibility aspect and then take the journey ahead. So that
Okay.
was, taken care of. Yes, having the proprietorship as a sneasel, it really matters because when you say as a freelancer versus when you say that you have a company, being an entrepreneur, it's a different mind shift, mindset that happens for the person who is actually doing that, and also way the market looks at you.
Okay.
So for anchoring myself in the market had become very crucial at that point, and hence I thought of taking that step ahead or the lead ahead.
Okay. You mentioned an important point on building credibility. So, how did you do that in a market that's quite crowded?
I would say I was really fortunate enough and I'm grateful enough for the kind of experience and the exposure that I got when I was working as an employee,
Okay.
wherein I built a lot of contacts, and there were one training programs, so I believe in our, and I'm sure in the other industries also, most of the works or projects are successful only via references.
Right.
As a BD, very difficult to get the first shot. At one go, you meet one person and you know that the deal is going to be closed or you're doing that
Right.
partnership. It's very difficult unless if you have a reference, it becomes very easy. So I think my work, the way I connected with the audience during training program, the way the training were imparted, and the way the entire journey was built that credibility for me, which became easy, to gain to have exposure or to do training programs for good organizations across sectors. So even at my profile, if you see, be it IT sector, power and energy, healthcare, wellness,
Okay.
um, everywhere, I have been exposed to. And I think that also kind of gives a lot of credibility that yes, if these big organizations are hiring a profile like me, then there has to be something. So nothing can go wrong, basically.
Okay, amazing. You mentioned a key point on referrals. So, how much percentage of your clients and uh, uh, partnerships, collaborations are from referrals, or is it something that comes as an inbound thing most of the time?
Okay. So when I say referrals here, it's not based on any commission-based aspect. So it could
Okay,
be as simple as, for example, Raghunath, I come to your organization and I do a training program.
right,
Now, Raghunath found it really good. Now, Raghunath has a friend wherein,
right.
that friend is also looking for training program. And Raghunath says, hey, you know what? Why don't you call Sneha or Snezeal? We did a
Okay,
program, in last week.
yeah,
And that's about it. So
okay,
Raghunath will help me connect with his friend, and
yeah,
then we take it ahead. That's about it.
okay, got it. And how much percentage of your collaborations are from like inbound without you having any personal reference, but just like people know you as someone who delivers training and then they ask you as a complete stranger. Is that also something that you consider?
Yes, absolutely. So see, I'll tell you about my experience so far. I'll tell you 90% or say 92% of my work has happened through references only.
Okay.
Okay, somebody has referred to me and I've got the work. I would say around 8%, 10 to 8
Okay.
or percent is something that I have gone ahead and met the client, got the deal and closed the loop and the training happened.
Okay. Got it. Amazing. A little bit about your networking. How does your networking activities go? Do you like join paid communities or you invest in conferences or things like that? How does that work in your industry?
Okay. So one is, of course, networking is important, as I said, because now that I've experienced that references is all that matters. So
Yeah,
one is, of course, we have a community that I'm a part of. It could be as simple as, the LinkedIn Connect that happens at the various city platform, wherein I ensure that if I'm there, I would definitely want to go there and connect with people. There are other kind of open workshops. See, one of the important thing also one is to remember is as an entrepreneur, even you have to keep yourself upgrading, updating with the skills and certifications that are there. Whatever, there are hundreds of courses that are available to you. Again, you can choose whichever you want, but the important essence is when you're ensuring the others are growing, you also need to ensure that you are growing as well. So,
right.
kind of investing in these courses. Again, there are a lot of other trainers, people come over there. So again, a networking happens over there as well. So
Okay.
that's what I have been doing recently.
Okay. So is it mostly like online or you also invest in like in-person events?
So I love in-person events.
Okay.
Online, I think, was a phase when it happened during the COVID times, but
Yeah.
post that has always been in person.
Okay. Okay. Amazing. Amazing. So I also am a fond believer of networking in person because that way you get to know a lot more than just like talking point to point on a Zoom meeting like this. So I truly recognize the importance of networking in conferences. Uh, Sneha, I really understood a lot about how you work as a business through referrals and networking. But apart from that, do you also invest in like social media management or like creating visibility across different uh, target audiences? Is that something that you work actively?
Yes. So for me, LinkedIn is a platform that I look forward to. And I ensure everything that I do, be it about my training programs that I've conducted or the Snezeal has conducted, or there are some insights that I can share with the audiences. So
Okay.
there are three aspects. One is about promoting myself. So I believe that one has to be selfish, okay,
Right.
in promoting. telling the world that yes, I exist. Prior to becoming an entrepreneur, so one of the mindset shift or hit that I had to take is I am not an active social person.
Right.
Okay, so be it Facebook, be on Insta, you'll not find my profile. I don't
Okay.
share a lot of my personal things. There's nothing, okay. But when I
Okay.
decided to be an entrepreneur, I realized this is something that I need to break
Right.
because no one would know that you are existing because there are thousands and multiple organizations like
Yeah.
me who exist in the market. So if I have to build my credibility and my presence, then I realize that I need to be selfish. And I feel
Okay.
that it's okay to be selfish because if
Right.
you don't do it, then who else, right?
Right.
So that's what I believe in, and hence, LinkedIn is a platform that I look forward to. So one is about sharing the kind of programs that we do. Second is about sharing insights, giving back to the audience, and third is also about connecting with people again through their posts. There are certain posts. It could be in the form of stories. It could be in the form of a poster or a video wherein you look at it and you would really want to genuinely appreciate. It could be as simple as thank you for posting. I mean, if
Right.
you would have not, I would have not seen, and maybe I would have not learned. So that's what engaging, which the third aspect that I believe in.
Okay. Got it. Yeah, I also completely understand the LinkedIn is a gold mine, as most of them say that inbound leads is just coming up because of your activity that shows up on LinkedIn. So I completely understand that. Sneha, another question I had on how you built your teams. I'm sure as a freelance and a startup, you might end up doing a lot of things yourself. But as you move along, scale up, you would need a lot more people to assist you. So how did that transition happen, and how is it that how you hired people for? Is it on a contract basis, or you said you want the expert people from different aspects of your business as a full-time employee?
Okay. So there are two aspects over here. So one is also on the contract basis.
Mhm.
The other is also an employee based. Okay. So when it comes to contract basis, it's very clear. So instead of, okay, I'll just make it very simple. See, one thing that I look forward to is having a trust, okay, in
Okay.
both the aspects.
Right.
Okay. Second is making the person comfortable while they work with you. So because
Correct.
they should not hesitate. I think if that trust and that openness is there, we can go ahead and do wonders. But
Okay.
if that is something missing, then I think the overall, even though if the project, the content, the designing, everything would be well, but the execution at the end at the client
Yeah.
place would get hampered. So I certainly believe in having that, the mutual respect, the openness. That's what I simply believe in. So be it on contract basis or even for an employee based aspect.
Yeah. Amazing point. I also completely. I've written a book on high-performing teams, and trust. Building trust is the first chapter in it. So I completely get the point, and I appreciate you bringing this up.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Thank you, Sneha. I really love this conversation. A lot of valuable insights that I've gathered again. So, any closing comments that you want to make for budding entrepreneurs who want to transition from being an employee to entrepreneurship?
Okay. So there's one beautiful thing that I remembered, when I was having the transition, I didn't realize then. But when I look back, I look back and I say, okay, how did things fall into place? How did this happen? Why did it happen? Because there were times when things would have easily fallen apart. Today,
Right.
we would not have been connected, but yet we are here. So what
Yeah.
made it through? So one thing I believed was like, there's nothing in your comfort zone.
Okay.
Okay. Second, prepare yourself. Ki yes, nothing is easy as well. So there would be hardships. There would be at times when you will have no projects. Okay.
Right.
There would be at times when the business is doing really low, but that's how it is. So there's going to be ups as well as lows. But the most important aspect is don't give up.
Okay.
You need to go ahead, keep doing, and keep doing. And then one
Right.
fine day again, the downs are going to be converted to the ups. So
Okay.
that's what is also keeping me on tracks.
Right. Yeah, I understand what you're saying. Like entrepreneurship is like sometimes abrupt lows and then abrupt highs, and then you have to live in between with
It's
equanimity
a
of
roller
mind.
coaster ride. Yeah. So
Yeah.
when I used to hear others saying, no, it's a roller coaster ride, I used to feel like, okay.
Right.
But now when I experience it, I really understand why it's said as a roller coaster ride. It certainly is.
Okay. I have a follow-up question to that. So when you have no projects, so what are the key activities that you engage in? And also, how do you maintain that kind of resilience through tough times?
Okay. So again, and I'm sure a lot of people will also resonate with this. There are times when there are nothing much happening. Okay.
Yeah.
And there are times when a lot of things are happening at the same time.
Right. Right.
Right? You've been hoping and praying for things to happen, and then things start happening. But the
Yeah.
saddest part is everything comes at one go. So
Okay.
one thing is then again, roller coaster ride. It's not easy, but then one needs to be calm. Okay, one needs to be focused. One needs to set the priorities correctly.
Mhm.
Because I have gone through a phase also recently where there was so much happening that I was like, okay, what do I do now?
Right.
Which one do I take? Which one do I give up? What can I do? But
Right.
that is when I realized, okay, Sneha, like just take it easy, like breathe in, breathe out.
Okay.
Okay, now think clearly. So I think that
Okay.
what is going to give a lot of clarity, I would say, instead of panicking and pushing things around. So it's better to have clarity and set the priorities correct. At the same time, there would be instances that yes, you might have to let go certain things, but
Yeah.
that is again individual's choice. You can't get everything at the same time. So something you will certainly have to lose, and I'm sure it also relates to the movie of Ranbir Kapoor where he says, right, कि कुछ खोने के लिए, कुछ पाने के लिए कुछ खोना जरूरी,
Right.
and that's
Abs-
how it is.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Sneha. Absolutely like talking to you again. And
Same here. Thank you so much.
we'll keep in touch.
Certainly.
Sure. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you. My pleasure. Bye.
Yeah. Bye.